Let's begin. So, is it settled?
Yes. I guess I need this fresh start. This inheritance. It's exactly what I needed to finally turn the page.
I know you've convinced yourself of this, but are you sure of what you really wish to achieve by relocating? After all, you've recently went through a major trauma, and there's still a lot of ground to cover. Between you and I, you know what I think of your decision, but I can't prevent you from leaving. Did you already find a job there?
Yes, I did. I'm substitute teaching for a math teacher at the village's middle school. A pregnancy leave, 6 months. It should give me enough time to get my bearings.
Okay, we're gonna flip the script and we're actually giving this doctor a British accent because I feel like he's British.
Don't you mind giving up your PhD? Your research career was quite promising.
Well, I don't know her situation. All we know right now is she's talking to her therapist, supposedly, and she's trying to figure out her future. So we're gonna go with I don't know, because I truly do not know.
I don't know. If it really was a mistake, I could still come back here. It costs nothing to give it a shot.
I see. One last thing. I know your relationship with Frank is quite tense.
It is. We broke up recently, and I used to count on his support. After so many years together, I need time.
I guess you're fully aware that you're about to break your ties with him. Are you sure you won't regret that later? Did you at least confront him of your plans?
Again, I don't know, but we're gonna go with it's none of his business. If you broke up and you want to move on with your life, it is none of your ex's business, and more power to you, girl.
No, I didn't, and it doesn't concern him anymore.
All right. Listen, Daphne, you have my number. Please don't be afraid to call me if you need anything. I'm counting on you.
Okay, I will.
Then all I can do is wish you the best. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow.
This is going to be interesting. I like that I get to voice it. I feel like this makes it a little bit more personal, a little bit more of an interactive experience, and maybe you guys will enjoy it, because I do know a lot of you like the fact that I do voiceover. Chapter 1.
I'm leaving tomorrow. I've inherited this family house, my grandmother's. I haven't known her, and now I never will. My mother had burned the bridges with this side of my family. The only side, by the way, since I've never known who my father was. I remember the birthday cards, though. My mother had hidden them between 2 piles of laundry in the linen closet. If the link had been broken, it wasn't my grandmother's fault. And here I stand, 10 years later, inheriting this big house 300 miles away, having myself cut off all contact with my mother. That's what they call karma, isn't it? The other PhD students asked me to meet them at the bar. I could also go see Frank to say goodbye. I told Dr. Durant I didn't want to tell him I was leaving, but it's my last chance to do this by the book. Am I really sure of my choice? And of course, I can just go home. What should I do?
This is quite the decision to make, so we can go to her ex-boyfriend's flat, the one that she was with for years, and we can say goodbye the most proper way and heartbreaking way. It's definitely the dramatic choice. But since we're going with a dramatic story, let's go see what's going on with Frank. I took a bus, then another one. Then I walked, and my steps brought me back to the old apartment we used to share with Frank. After a couple of seconds of hesitation, I rang the intercom and nobody. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. I try again to no avail. I'll just go home and finish packing. It's too late to go to the bar. Well, we fucked up. We tried to do the right thing and he wasn't even there. God damn it. That's it. Everything I own is packed in a couple of boxes. I'd like to be sad to leave, but I really don't mind. My last night here, I don't know what I'm hoping to find there. A fresh start? I'm trying to convince myself of that. Maybe Dr. Duran is right. Maybe all of this is nothing but evading the issue. Did my mother feel the same way when she left my grandmother's village 30 years ago? Am I walking in her footsteps after all? The difference is that she had me. I'm leaving alone. I'm asking myself too many questions. I've taken my decision. I can't afford to go back. I can't undo what I've done. I'll just try to get some sleep. 300 miles. I got up way too early. The trip is going to be long. Little by little, civilization slowly gives away to empty spaces. The highway is replaced by an interlacing of small roads, and the clear directions given on the major routes turn into a tracking game that gets increasingly trickier as I get closer to my destination. The road goes through the village, which I cross quickly, although I thought I was getting away from the agitation of the city. All this peace and serenity seems to hide something nefarious, almost ominous. After a couple of miles, I turn into a dirt track, overrun with weed. I go through the gates marking the limits of the family domain. Then, on the right, I see a small stone house. That must be the outbuilding where the couple of wardens live. It was specified in the Act of Secession the notary made me sign. I decide to leave the car there. I don't feel like driving all the way back in reverse if the track turns out to be a dead. Walking a bit further, I see a man come. He's carrying a rifle and a dead rabbit by the ears.
Hello, miss. You're on private property. Did you take a wrong turn?
Apologize. I'm sorry, I must be lost. I'll turn around.
Wait! Are you Miss Delator, by any chance?
I am indeed. How did you guess?
You are the spitting image of your grandmother. Well, when she was young, I mean. I'm Gerard Bertine, the warden. Nobody told me you were coming.
Is the house open?
No? Well, yes. It's been a couple of months now since Miss Delator passed away. So, with my wife... How the fuck do you say it? Gilberti? Sorry. We made sure everything is weatherproofed. But the door isn't locked.
Really?
Well, the only path goes by our house, and there's not a lot of visitors anyway. The villagers usually avoid them, you know.
Why? Why are they avoiding the house?
People get worked up for nothing around here. An old lady living alone in a big house, and who doesn't go out much. That's enough to make them talk.
Thank you, sir. I'll be in the house if you're looking for...
I'll send you my wife. She'll help you open the shutters. Keep going along the path. It's not very far, and you can't get lost.
See you later, then. About 500 feet further, the path in the woods opens on a kind of meadow where the house was built. Although several generations of Delators lived here, I discovered this legacy for the first time. The building is impressive, with this tower in the middle of the facade, the last remain of an older version of the castle, and certainly at the origin of my family name.